All right, everyone. I think I have found a couple of mates for the High Prince. So welcome back to the Pomera tribe, everyone, and I do believe that our oh-so-perfect genetically molded Roku may finally be ready to start having some babies of his own. He's kind of clipping through adulthood pretty quickly, and he is the son of the current king, aka the High Prince, Ki Kukuko. And Ki Kukuko was actually an experiment. As you can see, he has no paw, and he didn't exactly have all of the traits that we really wanted to be able to pass on to the jungle island. But he ended up producing some of the strongest children that we possibly could have had to prepare ourselves for the jungle move. So I'm really excited to finally be able to see what the jungle island looks like, to start hoofing it over there, to start moving along. And I'm really happy that we are actually working with Roku to do that, because the time has finally come and I am so relieved. And after looking over all of the available females that we currently have on the island, I'm going to take a chance on a couple of them and invite them over here to join Roku, so that hopefully they will be able to have some beautiful babies. Roku is being told by his father right now how important it is that he helps to contribute to the genetic line of the tribe, that he has his own children, that he fills up the nurseries of the royal family with many healthy babies, some of whom may actually be bit by the wandering bug and wander out to the new island. So we're going to leave the prince to listening to the High Prince, aka the king, tell him what he needs to start doing when it is his turn to rule. And we are going to start wiggling around some of the other members of the island. Little Maita over here, who is actually I Maita, unfortunately will not be one of our breeders, even though he does have a few desirable traits, because he has a no paw and digger's paw, the two things we were really trying to escape, and he ended up with both of them, which sort of sucks. So this little guy is off to try to go do some exploring, and to also try to find where we can dig up some roots, because that's all he can do. It's so tragic. That's all the little guy can do. That's like what his big brother over here does too. Rota actually has these beautiful yellow eyes, and I wouldn't mind potentially breeding him. So we may see if he pairs up nicely with a female that he could possibly bump into, but we'll have to see. But yeah, Von Ruta here, he's already like kind of a better root finder than his little brother, so we'll have to see how the competition goes. There might be an entire generation of royal princes who just skitter off into the tall grasses only for the sake of being able to prove themselves useful to the tribe and bringing back roots. That would be kind of hilarious. So we're going to leave him to that. Over here we actually have Kutaro, who is in charge of taking care of the sacred berry area and also collecting up some of the clamshells as appropriate. But we're also going to get the two females I have kind of eyed up as possible royal princesses, royal queens, to come and join Roku, wiggled over towards him because it's going to take a while. One of whom is actually Mimai, and Mimai I wanted to turn into a guard creature, but she actually has the genetics to complement the royal prince, and I kind of like the idea of her orange eyes possibly weaving its way into the family tree. So she is going to go down and she is going to see what her genes look like if we add them into the family tree. Garmimimi is a little bit startled that her daughter has been requested to go and join the prince, but we'll go ahead and just like send her on. Garmimimi does want to serve the royal family, and that would be the prince being, I think, her brother actually. So that may be pretty interesting. We're just going to go ahead and leave that to happen. Oh, and then Korara. So she just gathered up her very last berries. But Korara is actually the other one that we are going to be sending down to the High Prince. Both are very young, but they will grow up into beautiful queens, and they have the immunity to match. So I think that's a little bit hard on Nari. The idea of possibly losing her daughter. She thought they would just be able to live forever together here in the beautiful grasses, but I think she's going to go ahead and go forward first. So maybe she can make her way over to the Peace Garden and just be able to bring her daughter and guide her down to where the royal palace is. So that might bring Ayanari a little bit of peace in her life too. And then we have La Ray Ray, who was an explorer, also formerly of the royal family. He's going to start wiggling his way over to the Peace Garden too. Alright, but that takes the two females that I am going to be breeding with the High Prince and starts moving them down. So let's come over, and the other main female I really want to focus on breeding. That would be Lolly here. And Lolly, I think, is going to have some great children to complement her brother's little lineage and possibly some great jungle creatures. She already has big nose. If I could have a creature with lean body mate with her, that would be amazing. And I think we do have lean body with Kirduke. So even though it's kind of a twist, I am going to send her over, and she is going to become the mate of Kirduke. So we'll start wiggling her that way. And Kirduke is kind of in shock because his mother Greta, who is very close to High Queen Greta, has actually lived out her life cycle super quickly. She spent most of her young adult years clearing away the grasses and preparing nests to be able to start this entire court that she has built up over that time, after all. So we're going to leave Greta here, and Kirduke is learning that he has actually been named so far. Greta does still have one more child to have, after all. He has been named the current High Prince. He is the healthiest and most genetically geared out of all the children she had for the jungle that we are going for. And there's just something about those creatures. None of the kings and queens and princes and princesses can really put their fingers or their paws on why they keep picking who they do. But there's something about them that make them go, this would be a good leader. And that something is their goddess going, that one's genetics just may survive in the jungle. I pick you. So it's not very complicated for me. Maybe a little more complex for them. All right, little Isun may be able to help us out here. He has normal body, B and A immunity. We'll have to see. We may breed him just for fun when he gets older. For now, he can help out with clearing grass. There you go, little guy. Same with you over here. Clear away that. Coco had another daughter, Rihanna. And she had H and G immunity and lean body. Very nice. Was fluffy tail recessive. So I think Coco has had enough children by now. But we have had a few that have been pretty useful. Oh, there we go. Lean body right over here. That's what I mean. So let's see. Yeah, like Lolly might be able to have a healthy child with Nuko here, who should be able to give her a hopefully big-nosed child and combine lean body with all of her things. So he may end up being like the Lolly's consort as well. So we'll have to see how that works out. Because diversifying the genetics is really important in this game. Some people get upset when my creatures have multiple mates, but you guys, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, and then Cuckoo here. Pretty even across the board, little guy. What am I gonna do with you? Nimble Fingers and Digger's Paw. What am I going to do with you? He has G and A immunity. We're going to go ahead. Is there a good berry bush I could send him to? Kind of over here. I think he has an adventurous spirit, and he's not very afraid of things because of his fangs. So he's going to head over there, and then Garvanu will feel responsible for guarding the young prince. So he'll come over and start clearing these bits away. And then Duke can come over here and start clearing this away. All right, and then Newton, what are you gonna do now that you have got yourself in such a pickle, sir? Because he has had a bazillion children. He and Coco have had so many babies to try to help out with diversifying the genetics of the tribe. I swear, how many babies have they had altogether? Coco, where are you? Or excuse me, just Coco. There she is. Holy moly days, guys! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9? That looks like 9 or maybe 10. Hang on, I'm gonna. Oh, nope. Scooch over, all of you other dots. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm pretty sure that's 9. So yeah, Coco's had 9 babies. I think she has offered up what she can genetically, but it goes to show you that just because you end up with a couple creatures who looked perfect, when you look over their genetics, they didn't really throw me that many kids I could use. I think it pays to be a little bit bolder with the genetic breeding, even though that sends some of you guys like up 5 different types of walls with frustration towards me. There we go. Mila is now protecting her children. So Mila is here with her 2 melanistic babies that she still has. They're taking care of their little secret berry grove over here, kind of fading into the shadows in their own way. Now that Cuckoo has passed on and her firstborn son Kutaro has come down here to tend to the like sacred berry grounds that Prince Cuckoo passed away in. It's really like the melanistic creatures are sort of literally fading into the shadows. So we'll have to see where that goes. Quace, what am I going to do with you, my dear? She could probably actually benefit a lot from exploring the seashore. I'm going to let her explore the seashore, I think, because I think Quace could gather up a lot of clams for me, while the others are more focused on berry gathering. Not all of them can do both of those things at once. All right, and then little Mies, can we sniff out? I can see and sniff out a lot of roots, which are really helping me out. So Andrea is doing a good job. Did I know that that nest was there? I think I did. That's very interesting. But I think little Mies, yeah, Greta probably wouldn't want Mies to go far from home. But, so I think Lukunu will go far from home looking for another berry bush that he can claim as his own to tend to. But we're doing really well on the food right now. No, Luku, why? There we go. It's probably not even your proper name, but I just have to go with what my poor little scrambled memory can recall. Alright, and then Rovan, I'm going to scooch him over here so he can constantly harvest up the regrowing grass. And then let's see what our hunters can do over here. We've got Mole Claw, searching for more bunnies and searching for more moles, but they're very stubborn. You have to be like hidden before they will hide it, or they'll pop back out again. And then Tita Bear, who's a good little berry picker. We're going to move T-Berry out of the way. Timiana is going to step into the nest. T. Tagaris is getting pretty old. Not sure if he's going to be around long enough to have many more children. We have Velvet Paw and Warning Dots. I should probably swap that out for Lean Body. Everybody could do better with Lean Body. And I'll put in Velvet Paw just to see, because we have several pregnant females on the nest right now. And I know you guys will absolutely lose it if I don't have just the right female. No, there's a bunny! Moleclaw, you have to be humiliated. Staring into the eyes of this tiny little creature and not able to attack at all. What are you going to do, my friend? But, yeah, a lot of you guys get so mad if I don't have just the right thing in the mutation menu. So sometimes I like to just have fun and kind of smash the genetics. But we'll worry about that on a day when we don't have the big, beautiful goal of making it to the jungle. All right, so enough rambling. We do have several pregnant females down, including High Queen Greta, who, unfortunately, I think this may be her very last baby or her next to last baby. Oh, he's so handsome! No, I heard that. There he is. Not my melanistic children. What are you doing? You can't be in this nest with me. That isn't how this works, buddy. You don't get to be in the nest with me. We don't have the update where we can have hybrid creatures yet. I'm sorry. That's not how this works. Yeah, we've got to make it very clear that, yeah, it just doesn't happen that way. All right, so let's go ahead. Attack! We're going to show this carnivore what for. Let's get your mom over here. Why does she have to have... Why? Your mom can't rescue you. She moves as slow as molasses. Your little brother is like faster at trying to help you. And Lala Sari can't do anything either. Fudge Knuckles! This is totally backfired on me because she doesn't have the ability. Oh, Fudge. Do I have some defenders? Von Ruta! This is perfect for you. Maybe Von Ruta will end up falling in love with Rocco at this rate. Do they have good genetics for it? They have interesting genetics because he has the violet eyes, she has melanism. Oh, things could get very interesting. All right, so let's see. Quace, what am I going to do with you, my dear? You can kind of attack too. I guess I could try to get her over there? I mean, it's a thing. We could try to make this happen. I don't know if we'll be able to, but I'll give it a good go. And then Kutaru is finally able to collect up some of these moles. I guess he would see the moles as like being sacrilegious to the spot where Prince Cuckoo passed away. Like there's no longer any root gathering allowed over here either. So we'll have Kutaru tend to that zone. And then I meet Maita here. He really is just going to have to be La Maita because I think all he can really help out with is exploring. So we'll send him off to do a little bit of exploring, maybe perch somewhere, light something up. I think Coco would be a little bit offended at the fact that her nest is falling into disrepair. So I'm going to go ahead and repair it, even if she didn't really plan on using it again, because she's just the kind of creature who would be a little upset if she let her old family nest completely fall apart. That's just not who she is. All right, but we'll have to take care of that predator. Kind of cracking up that it's sitting in the nest. It's almost like, are you an expectant predator? If I watch you too long, are you going to make like a little predator baby pop up? Got to keep an eye on that. All right, let's see. Maybe I could have Taduke. Are you a good attacker? This is why I want to make sure we still have at least some defenders when we move on, because it's such a struggle if you aren't able to really keep an eye out on the predators, because suddenly you start risking losing some very precious creatures. All right, so let's see. What are we working on over here? LaCory, you are very pretty. Look at you. She's got Velvet Paw, you guys. Sweet! Velvet Paw did mutate in. C and H immunity. Nice. And she's got Cracker Jaw, Poison Fangs. I mean, C and H immunity actually complements really well to His Royal Highness, the High Prince. So, LaCory, looks like you may be going with your sister after all, my dear. I'm going to send Mimai down a little bit. We'll have Kirku gather up the things that he can gather. We have little Duvanta, who I'm going to name after his father, Luvanta. There we go. That's a little easier to say. And then let's see. He's panda pattern with green eyes, B and A, normal body, nimble fingers, webbed hind legs. Why do you guys keep having webbed hind-legged creatures? Phooey. I'm going to give it one last good try. But I really do think that for some reason Greta keeps throwing her webbed hind legs, even though Luta has normal hind legs. And he does have webbed hind legs as an active. That's why, isn't it? All right, let's see. Maybe if I can stick a runner's leg in there, Greta could have at least one child. One child who wouldn't be... There we go. Normal hind legs. That wouldn't be so frustratingly webbed. But at least we got a few healthy children out of it. All right, and then we're going to bring beautiful Korara down, and she and her mother are actually going to be traveling together. Her mother for the somewhat sad purpose of making her way over to the Peace Garden. Holy moly, Anari, you can move when you want to. That lean body, like one runner's leg and hind leg. No wonder everybody keeps telling us to breed that in. Holy days. That's a fast creature. I love it. Her daughter is only lacking in having like the one runner's... Wait, nope. What's she lacking that her mother has a little bit more of? Lean body, runner's leg, hind leg. Normal body. She just needed a lean body, and she could have ended up as quick as her mom. Well, we'll remember that for next time. All right, the High Prince is probably freaking out a little bit, but he has some lovely ladies on his way, so he needs to act a little bit professional, dig up some nice roots, tend to the nest. His father is probably just totally full of pride and joy that his son is almost old enough to be able to have children of his own. Eyelice has now caught a bunny. At least she can do that much, thank goodness. And then, let's see, we'll have Kukuko kick a tree. He'll be gathering up some nuts for the royal wedding coming up. Probably pretty excited to have grandchildren of his own. He is getting into his elder days like that. His older brother Ray Ray is back over and settling into the Peace Garden himself. Oh, that's such a relief to know I finally have some of the elders wiggling back into the Peace Garden. I was a little worried about him. And then we have little Nuko over here, who is actually quite genetically attractive. So he gets a blue middle icon, and he has actually caught the eye already of Ailali. So Lali really thinks that he is quite something, which is a bit of a twist of fate, because Kirduke here, who is the current Royal High Prince and going to take over the meadows after his mother. I'll have him gather up some berries, but his mother's going to pass next turn, and Kirduke is going to become the Master of the Meadows, the High King of the Meadows, and this is going to be his mate, Lali. But Lali may have many mates because she is also one of our most perfect genetic experiments that we have produced, and hopefully her children will be the ones going to the jungle area as well. And this little guy right over here does complement her quite a bit. H and C immunity. They do share a C, but the opportunity for them to hopefully share some other really helpful traits for babies is still super high, which is why we would even let them try. But I'm gonna let this little guy, Nuko, kind of jump around and try to help out as he can, because he has 5 movement as well. That is a little bit addictive. Now that we're actually working with that, I can see why you guys really love it. Also, we're gonna have Garmimi pop over here to visit with her mate. because he is watching little Kukir here, who wanted to take over a berry bush of his very own. And Kukir is one of the... Oh, look at the little fish. There's some little fish. We've finally broken into the river. It just took forever. Took forever and ever, like 13 hours of playing. But that's because I have to explain everything I do. It takes a little while, you guys. But Kukukir is one of Greta's children who unfortunately isn't on our breeding list. If I remember correctly, there was something... No, nothing in particular that really prevents him. Just he doesn't leap out as a perfect breeder. But he is there. Let me go ahead and gather up these berries. But he is there to take over that berry bush. And Garvanu, as one of the guards of the royal family, escorted him. And now Garmimimi is here to hopefully have some more healthy children that may end up going to become yet one more bride of the High Prince, because they seem to keep having children that would just complement that very well. Mies has 13 days of life remaining, so she can probably stick around and explore her family home for a little bit longer. But as time goes on, we probably will end up... Let's see. I'm going to look for some roots. I'll just go ahead and clear these away for now. But yeah, as time goes on, we probably will send Mies down to the Peace Garden. She will unfortunately die young. It is just her fate. That is the way that it works when you have doubled up immunity. And I don't think she has any particular traits that we really want to pass on, because she has the webbed hind legs. So I'm going to go ahead and mark her as a non-breeder, just to clarify things. Another one of her non-breeder brothers, Lukunu, is up here clearing away grass and expanding their mother's territory. And then we have the Tiger Tribe. It appears we have blended in against the moles. They never saw him coming. Kirnu zipped by him too quickly. And then Moleclaw is still trying to sniff out where the heck that bunny went. And gotcha now. All right, there's a lot of clamshells down here, by the way. I should have a little clamshell collector go down. Oh, Tigaris is about to pass away. Let's see. And their children, I still can't believe that their children turned into these like superior, absolutely amazing berry collectors. Oh, there's tons of, she does have cracking ability, and there's tons of clams and bunnies, apparently. All right, and they had another child who is once more a superior berry collector. Even though we have nimble fingers and runner's leg, and we have claw and nimble fingers, they ended up producing the most peaceful children. This is just, it's cracking me up. All right, so let's go ahead and have them mate once more. And then I'll have Tigaris step down here. So despite their efforts to bring fierce aggression and dominance into the Tiger Tribe, they just ended up having a bunch of peaceful berry picking babies. There's something kind of adorable about that. They'll join, the babies will go and join Greta's family pretty soon. All right, so we've got a bunch of babies to have. Oh yeah, and that predator in the nest. Almost forgot who invited the predator. Finding a predator's nest is maybe the theme of the day. Hi, Queen Greta. What do you think about that? I don't think you're very amused, my dear. All right, let's see what we can do about this. Lots of babies, lots of stuff going down. Oh boy. All right, Rocco got hurt pretty badly. Hopefully, can her brother help defend her? Who's gonna help defend her? Is it going to be Ravanta? Maybe, if he can freaking get over there. You are all in the way. It's very frustrating. Okay, let's see. Can I... Oh my gosh, this rock. Are you kidding me? All right, come on, Ravanta. Why did he have to wiggle between the rocks? Oh my gosh. And I can't even do anything. Lalasari is a peacekeeper, so she can't even... This is so frustrating. Oh my gosh. And then Kois is just going to pick these berries because I don't even think I can wiggle her around those rocks. All right, that's going to be a little interesting. I'm a little bit worried about Rocco now, but she seems pretty sturdy. I think it'd be cute if Van Ruta fell in love with her because I don't plan on taking any of these guys to the next island. So we might let that happen. I think that Lalasari may need to come back down though. She may have some genetics that I want to pass on. Would she be good for the... She could be good for the High Prince. She may find herself drafted into Jungle Baby Expedition baby boom that we're trying to have over here. All right, and Ray, I'm just gonna let him get nice and cozy. Hey now, buddy. I think that would be too much for the High Prince to resist. He does love to go bunny hunting, but we're gonna let Ray get nice and comfy, just all settled in. There you go, Ray. All right, rest in peace, my friend. And then Anari, there we go. She can come over she can get kind of comfy. We'll let her snack on some berries while she rests in the peace garden, getting ready for her final moments as well, which may seem a little bit morbid, but at least she knows that she's going to have a very peaceful end of her life here where she was born, back at the royal palace. So I think that turns out pretty well for her. And Korara, her daughter, has now come up in time to find the High Prince with an offering of berries. I meant of berry bunny or bunny berries. There we go. I was trying to find a way to make that a little funnier, thinking about the fact they look kind of like berries, but it was bunny meat. So yeah. Anyway, I think that was the awkwardness of Roku trying to introduce himself to one of his mates for the first time. Always a little awkward when that happens. And then Coco, we are going to remove your breeder icon because you have had enough babies, my dear. You are done with the babies for now. You can go ahead and you can help out your son with collecting up all of these delicious nuts that are all over the ground, and your daughter will help you with gathering up some of those. And I think her husband, Nutu, is gonna have to go to the peace garden pretty soon, but he really has a day or two of hanging out with his wife and just kind of tending to the family needs over here. So we'll take care of that. I'm really excited that the High Prince was able to actually introduce himself to one of his mates. And man, you know what, you guys, you were totally right. Having the hind leg and lean body for that speed, once you make the effort to clear away a whole bunch of the grass, this is fantastic. This is really addictive because you just get to zip. I think I hadn't noticed how zippy it was because I had so much grass around, but whew, that's pretty addictive. I'm going to have some fun with that. All right, and then I think Kutaru is quite proud of digging up the moles who could be bothering the Royal Majesty's grave. So he's tending to that. Coming over here, Taduk. Pretty sure it's safe to call you La Taduk now, maybe? Possibly? I just don't know what else I would do with you at the moment. So we'll have you clear that away. Tavan, I think he's marked as a high breeder because... No, Tavan, for crying out loud. Tavan is marked as a high breeder because he has H and C immunity. Let me check. So he would be another good possible mate for Lali here. So, sorry, Kirduke. It seems as though your bride has actually come with many possible consorts of her own. So we may try breeding all sorts of new babies. That's going to be a little interesting. And then Lali, we'll have you come over. And it's about time for her to start thinking about having a baby, like right away. So I'm going to tuck her into this nest. And we'll go ahead and have Kirduke move over here. And they can now become mates. And we'll see what kind of baby she has with him. And that will be the first baby to inherit the royal line. Luta here, his mate just passed away. And she left behind her last little baby, Van Van. I think we're going to name him Luvan. There we go. Just Luvan. There we go. And I'm pretty sure I may already have a Luvan, but he does indeed have Velvet Paw as well. So that mutated into his line. If we end up using that or not remains to be seen, but we will see. Does he have... He has normal hind legs! I knew it was in those two. I knew they could make it happen. They just needed to really put a lot of effort into it first. So they finally had a normal hind leg child. We may end up using Luvan as a possible breeding source in the future then. But Luta here, I think he's going to go ahead. What would I have him do now? I think I'll move him up by the tree, and he can kind of just manage things from the tree, kind of keep an eye on everybody, make sure everything's going okay, make sure that everybody is getting the kind of food they need, that all of the berry gardens have someone to tend them on the days that like it rains and we should be tending to berry gardens and so on and so forth. Let's see, is there a good... there's a root right there. There we go. There's a lot of roots up here, actually. And then we have little baby Lakori, who, as we noted, actually may be a good potential mate for the High Prince because she does complement his genetics. But, let's see. Come here, Corey. And she does have Velvet Paw, so we'll start scooching her down as well. She's born from the Gar line, so she's pretty tough stuff and doesn't mind having to immediately leave her nest for something like that. And then over here, we've got this prince, Kukirkir, who's just kind of hanging out, doing his thing. He's very possessive of his berry bush. It's his berry bush. Thank you very much. Garmimi might go ahead and become pregnant once more. She's having a lot of really, really useful children. She just had a son named Von Ro. He has big body. I'm not sure how strong he'll grow up to be. I hope he'll be pretty strong. I think I'm going to go ahead. We already have normal hind legs in some of the pregnancies we have going. I'm going to have to go ahead and see what we really need to focus on for the mutation menu in just a second here. Nuko. You're still doing good. Yeah, he might be one of the consorts of the new queen as well. So she's got lots of potential mates to pick from for hopefully being able to have some really healthy, happy babies that can move on to the jungle if we need be. There you go, Kirduke. You'll go ahead and stay there so we can take care of those spots, gather up those. And then we've got, let's see, wonderful Garamiami, and we're going to scooch her over. She is also another bride of Roku over here. So hopefully we'll have quite the profusion pretty soon of really amazingly wonderful royal babies that can go over to the jungle sooner than later. All right, so let's see. I'm going to look at one more thing before we go today. So if we have Lolly, and I guess she would now be Key Lolly, I think that she would rule jointly, especially because she has double nimble fingers, and this area was ruled by a matriarch before. And then we'll have Key Kirduke, who I think would actually defer to her a little bit because he never expected to become a leader, and Lolly was raised with her very administrative, important father. But we already have the stinky tail on her, not on him though. We already have big body. He has normal body, so lean body needs to be a thing. I think lean body and runner's leg are what I'm going to put in to the mutation menu, because those seem like the things that we would really want to possibly see on their next children, on their very first child. So where is that runner's leg? Have to slow down for a second. There it is. There we go. So yeah, lean body and runner's leg are probably what we would want to see. So Lolly's gonna have her baby. And then over here, we have the great bunny hunt that seems to be going on, especially with Moleclaw. So he is running around trying to chase down rabbits. Let's scooch yet another peaceful little one. Oh, Taro! That reminds me of when we had Taro, our very first creature who helped to guide us over here to this island. Do you guys remember that? Man, that really reaches back into the memories. That's so cool. But let's see, we'll have this guy collect up some of these berries, and then we'll have Timiani step into the nest. Then of course we have to have that bunny for dinner because he ate some of our berries. And T. Tagaris is actually about to pass away, so I'm going to move his son down to be able to keep him company while that happens. So the tiger tribe definitely took a turn I didn't expect, but they did have some healthy children that we can scooch up into Greta's territory. Former Queen Greta, now Queen Lolly and her mate Kirduke, and we will have them help out with I guess berry picking, because the tiger tribe went from defense to berry picking. But Garmimi is constantly having very interesting babies genetically that should be able to not only carry us to the jungle tribe, but possibly defend us there too. And we're up to over 500 food as well. So I think by the next generation, I'll have at least a good solid handful that I'll feel very confident with going to the jungle with. Also possibly a predator baby. Who knows? Who knows? Who invited this predator into the nest? I am not sure, but this is a bit of an interesting situation to be in. But alright guys, I will see you all next time. We are making some excellent progress, and I think that the very next babies about to be born will hopefully be the ones that will guide us over to the jungle island. And it's going to be really hard to let go of all these landmarks though. That's going to be difficult, but it'll be worth it for the adventure. So I'll see you guys then. Bye bye.